So 3 videos today, we're flying. Look at that, 3 videos in one day. And this one is about the DeWALT Strimmer, the 18 volt, not the flex volt one. And yeah, what can I say? Here it is, and where it's been for the past 6 months. No, I mean, that's not fair, really. The Strimmer itself is fantastic, and they are gonna, in the commercial world, gonna outdo the petrol Strimmers. I have no doubt about that. The problem I had was with the DeWALT, mainly. Yes, it broke down. It was running for about 6 months, and it broke down around the same time as the mower, which was really helpful. The problem we had was our excellent agent, who we sent it off to, wasn't a problem, but they had no parts to fix it. So they sent it back after about 2 weeks. Now the problem with that is I've already been without Strimmer for 2 weeks, so I had to then go and buy a new Strimmer, which was 250 quid. It was the Flex Volt version. I didn't do a video of it because it's more or less the same thing, but that has not gone wrong. Touch wood, touch wood. That has been excellent, and I think I just had a dud. And maybe because this was the slightly older model, the smaller one, that's why I had so many problems getting it repaired. But they had no parts, and again, it sounded like the magnets had gone, because it would click into place as if it's about to start, but then doesn't. So they sent it back saying there's no repair for it, it's going to take way too long for the parts to come in, and we're offering the custom, the vendor that you bought it a money back when it gets uplifted. So I thought, great, all right, well, I'll just go and get a refund or buy a second one because I'd already bought the Flex Volt. So I go back to Screwfix, and because I haven't got a original receipt, they couldn't help me, which was really annoying. I told them and I showed them the conversation they had. I ended up speaking to the branch manager, who I know, and he was really helpful, but he said the system they use doesn't allow them to see orders longer than 6 months ago, and it has to go to a department who look at all the orders in like an archive system. So I went through that and still didn't have any joy, and I've got the bank details and the purchase amount and the proof of purchase, so I know before you start in the comments, I know my rights, and yes, I could go back and be a pain in the ass to them and say I only need to provide you with a proof of purchase according to the Consumer Protection Act. However, I'm not that kind of person. I realise I used to work in retail, so I know exactly what it's like. I did, however, float the idea of sorting this out a different way with the manager, and I believe he was helpful. He wanted to go ahead and sort it out that route, i.e. when parts come back in, all that business, and send it off under guarantee, because it would be out of guarantee by then. Anyway, that's my problem, not yours. The problem you might come across is the fact that they haven't got the parts to repair these. Everybody laughed at me when I was talking about this bit because it wouldn't tighten up. And they're all going, well, there's an Allen key, you've got to connect it up and tighten it up. Well, I tightened this so far that it actually squashed the pipe together. Like, this pipe is now oval shaped because I tightened those Allen key nuts so much, but it would still slip out. That's my point. So the way I fixed it in the end was by getting some steel cable and going through that hole and then going through that hole, you can see that, and then turn it so it was so tight, and then crimp in the wire, and it worked perfectly from then on. So everybody that was going, oh, you missed it on the installation, I see it, the Allen key's right there, you should tighten it up. Well, I did do that, I just didn't do it on camera, and I was left with still an item that was falling off. Now that's on classic Strimmers, you've got a bar that runs through the middle like an axle, which turns the head. This is just a cable. The power comes from up there, the controls are up there, it sends the information to the motor, which is in here, and that turns the head. And the problem with this was, again, one of the magnets had broken inside, from what I've been told, which meant that it would send the power, but it couldn't actually do the turns, only turning on one side. So that was, it would maybe do a bump and then stop. Anyway, did I think it was a good piece of kit? Yes, absolutely, fantastic. I loved every bit of it, and that's why I went for the FlexVolt one, because the benefits of having a strimmer which has enough power to just get out the van and press the button and it cuts. Not any of the pull start, a bit like the motor, no pull starting, no putting oil in and, you know, two-stroke mixing, none of that. And this is the way forward, guys. I know it's a pain that I had to send it away, but the FlexVolt's holding its own. It's more robust. It is it lasts a good long time on the battery. I'd say one of these batteries give you about an hour at full charge if you have it on the low setting. One of the 5 amp, this is a 9 amp hour FlexVolt. You can't put one of these in the FlexVolt model. I don't know if they told you that, but you can't. There's a lug in the way on the FlexVolt model that stops you being able to insert one of those. So you have to use the FlexVolt one. Now that means that it's using the 54 volts worth of power, because it is a 54 volt item. This was an 18 volt, so it would downgrade that and you would get longer out of it, I believe. Someone commented today actually about the voltage situation. I mean, I'm no electrician, so it's kind of difficult. But what am I doing with this? I'm hopefully going to get it swapped somehow, or if I don't get round to that, it will just be spares and repairs for the new one. It's still got a handle and bits on it, but it's a real shame because it would have done perfect, but it broke down in the 6-month period and I was without one, so I had to buy another one. So reliability isn't as good. DeWALT's landscaping side seems to not quite have got there on the reliability. And what else went wrong? The leaf blower. So I got a little leaf blower, I had my strimmer, and my mower all break down within a month of each other. The leaf blower's back and it's been repaired, fantastic. The mower came back repaired and I sold it on with 2 batteries, and I probably made a couple £100 loss, but it put towards the new mower. And the strimmer, I'm left with one that's now out of guarantee. I can only use for parts, but I have got the new FlexVolt one. So I might do a little video on the FlexVolt so you can see the differences. But that's it, guys. I'm disappointed, but I still got to say the battery is the way forward for both mower and strimmer. You know, it just needs to get a bit better on the mower front for power, but the strimmer, why bother? I know the steel ones are brilliant. You can get some cheap sort of multi-tool ones. These aren't multi-tools. Even the split shaft, somebody said earlier, the split shaft ones, that is not a multi-tool. The split shaft just literally on the FlexVolt allows you to break it in half for transport. It doesn't allow you to attach different ends. There is a model coming out that does, or come out, that does have a fully detachable head that you can put a pole saw on it and like a trimmer, a hedge trimmer and things like that. But the standard strimmer doesn't, so make sure you have a look at that and don't think you're buying something that you can turn into a multi-tool later on. But yeah, go battery all the way for strimmers. Understand you might have to have a repair, or you might need to get an extended warranty, or you might end up having to buy one after a few years, but they're so much more convenient, and that's better than the longevity, to be honest. Whipping it out, strimming with it, putting it away, really low maintenance, as opposed to getting a steel one that costs double the price, that you have to add oil at ongoing costs and clean out filters and all that sort of stuff. It pays for itself if you have to buy 2 for the same time period. So I don't know, I'll leave that up to you, but we'll do a quick review later on the 54 FlexVolt strimmer. Alright guys, see you soon.